This is a video for you. I just want to show you how much I love you and appreciate you, and I thought it would be great to do the video. Cole, we met, oh my god, over 6 years ago. I mean, that's a long time. We just celebrated our 6-year anniversary. We met, I remember being, me and Haley were best friends, and you guys were talking one day after the bell rang and school had ended. And I remember just standing there, waiting for your conversation to be done so we could get on our way. And she told me after, later that day, she was like, hey, so, that guy I was talking to? I was like, yeah. She's like, well, he texted me. His name's Cole, and he thinks you're really cute. And I was like, oh, okay. I wasn't used to people saying that about me because in middle school, I went through that weird stage where I was super chunky and ugly and just not attractive at all. So when I got to high school, it was nice having people say, oh, Taylor's pretty, she's cute, she's fun, whatever, because I feel like people always saw the outside, the physical part of me, and I just was going through an awkward stage. So it was really nice to have someone say I was cute. So I remember getting his number and texting him, and that's how it all started. What do I love about our relationship? That's a good question. I love everything about it. The good times, the bad times, everything has been so great. I love that, when I come home after work or school or whatever it may be, that you're the person that's going to be here waiting for me, nobody else. And when I don't feel like doing anything or going out, we can have, an us day and just watch Redbox or Netflix or get some fast food and just hang out with each other. It's really nice to be able to be yourself around somebody. I really love how I can really be so open with you about everything, and I can't be like that with anybody else, maybe your family, but it's nice to be with somebody who gets you and who just will love you no matter what, no matter how disgusting you look, no matter how many days it's been since you've showered. None of that matters, and it's great to reciprocate that love as well. Cole and I met our sophomore year. We were in high school. I mean, we were young, and neither of us thought it would go anywhere. Dating wasn't like a big thing. It was just like, oh, let's hold hands, let's hug, let's be nervous and awkward together. It wasn't like, let's go on dates. It just didn't start off that way. But we got to a point, I think maybe our junior year of high school, where we realized we loved each other. And it was weird because neither of us had ever experienced it. And we really had this strong bond. And it was amazing. I mean, I had never felt anything like it before. I have some really great memories from high school with you. I mean, do you remember junior prom? That was so fun. That was the most fun I've had with you probably throughout our entire high school career. It was great. I just remember us dancing, and it wasn't like, it just was really fun and lighthearted, and we had a really good time, and it didn't have anything to do with drinking or partying or anything. We were just dancing silly and had a good time and with our friends, and it was great. I loved it. Do you remember how we got spray tans? God, we were so tan. We're so pale. It's so funny. But I was looking back at pictures and seeing our tan selves. I was like, damn, I should really probably get a spray tan sometime soon because looking pretty pasty. I remember the first time you came over. You and my brother got off on the completely right foot because you guys wrestled the entire time. I remember we were upstairs in my house and literally sat there the entire time while you and my brother wrestled. I was like, okay, well, this has been fun. And that same day, I remember, me and my mom were driving you home, and it was in my mom's Mini van, so of course we were cool. We sat all the way in the back. And it's, you know, it was kind of like a 25-minute drive, so it was kind of far. And I remember getting a text from you in the car while we're in the car together, and it said, "Will you be my girlfriend?" And I was like, "What? No. You need to ask me in person. What?" And I remember telling you that in the car ride, and then you like whispered it to me because you want my mom to hear. I'm like, "She doesn't care, stop." And it was like so funny and cute and awkward. That was like when we started dating, I guess. Do you remember our first kiss? I do. I remember that, you know, we were hanging out with some friends and all the guys were kind of pressuring you at the pizza place Tammy's in Fox Lake. They're like, "Come on, you gotta kiss her, you gotta have your first kiss." And you were so angry and so nervous about it that you were just getting upset. And I noticed it, and I was just kind of thinking, like, don't be like that. It doesn't need to be nervous or weird or awkward or whatever. And I remember we were at Haley's house, and once, you know, the night kind of ended, you were getting ready to leave, and I walked out with you, and we were talking about something, and we were on our front porch, and I just remember going in for the kiss. And it was crazy because I'm not bold like that. I don't take risky moves. You don't know if they're gonna kiss you back or whatever. It was good. It wasn't awkward. It wasn't weird. It was a good first kiss, and I'll always remember. I remember our first New Year's together. It was so fun. I remember our parents had to talk to each other to make sure it was okay that I was like there for New Year's, you know, because it's unsafe to be driving and stuff. And I just remember it was just us and your mom and her boyfriend, and she was making me pina coladas all night. I was like, okay, yeah. It was so fun. It was just really relaxed, and it wasn't like a big party, and I loved that. I loved just being able to spend New Year's together. And that was my first New Year's with a significant other ever. I mean, how old were we? Like what, 16, 15? I don't know. So it was really nice to have our first New Year's together, like, be so fun and chill like that. What do I love about you? What do I love about you, Cole Harvey? Oh God, I love how you take care of me. You do so much for me, and I can't tell you how appreciative I am of it, you know? And I do things that I don't even sometimes think about and think that, you know, it's a big deal, but it is. I mean, you take care of me when I'm sick. You make me food when I'm hungry because I hate to cook. I mean, you go to the mall with me and shop for girly things when you don't want to be there. I mean, you're just my go-to person. You're my best friend, and I can't imagine going through life with anybody else. Like, we have been through so much, and the people we were in high school when we started dating to now are completely different, and it's great because I've loved getting to mature together. And I think that's something we were both scared about was, you know, in college you really do change. I mean, even if you're not in college, you do mature as you get older, as life does. And I think we were both really nervous about, you know, we've had our tough times where we've both started maturing, but you know, sometimes we mature in different areas, so it's just kind of weird as you're maturing, and you don't know really how to fit that into your relationship and how to make your relationship work sometimes, but I think we did a pretty great job. I have had so many great times with you in college. I remember getting to SIUE, and we had breakfast with our parents when they were moving us in, and I remember being really upset that we didn't have the same dorm we weren't in the same dorm building, because I was like, oh, now we gotta walk to see each other. It's gonna be so weird. It's gonna be so annoying. But I have to say, it was actually really fun because I know we've had times where we run back and forth to each other's dorm room, you know, to try to make the cutoff, because the cutoff was like, 2 a.m. or something. Otherwise you couldn't like come over past then, or I don't remember, but I just remember having fun memories like that, and it's been really great to experience college with somebody. I mean, we definitely didn't go through that stage where, you know, we're wild and crazy. I mean, we did, but it was like together. So it was fun, and it was just great. And, you know, I know a lot of people have asked both of us, like, do you ever feel like you missed out? I mean, you've been with the same person for however long, and all your entire college, you know, history has been spent together. And I always say to them, no. I mean, I've thought about it too, like, have we missed out on, maybe meeting other people even, or just having fun individually, but we did that. We're not the type of couple to be right next to each other all the time and have to go everywhere with each other. We had our own friends. We still have our own friends, but we have our friends together, and we can be apart and have fun. We can be together and have fun, and that's what's great about our relationship, because I wouldn't ever want to be with somebody who wouldn't let me be who I am. And I don't think in a relationship you should spend every single moment together, because you need your alone time and you need your time with your friends and, your boys and your girls. And I have a lot of college memories with you, but I have a lot of college memories with my friends too, and that's great, and I love that, and I know you. I think that our biggest struggle in our relationship has been communication, and I think that's a huge struggle for a lot of people's relationships. It's hard to communicate, about your feelings, and want to talk about that stuff all the time. And I know for me, I still don't, but you have to force yourself. Even little things like, I don't like when I have to put your laundry in the dirty clothes basket because you leave it all around the house. You just have to communicate about those little things, because otherwise it's just going to get built up inside, and you're just going to get angry at each other at the wrong moment, wrong time. So it's really important to just express how you're feeling, and if, it's good to have someone there to be there for you when you're having a bad day or a good day or whatever, because you need someone there for you, and you need to have someone who you're able to talk to about those things. Remember, when was that? Was it freshman year of college? But that's when you got me my first promise ring, and it was this heart ring. So pretty, I loved it. I remember getting teary-eyed when I saw it at the jewelry store. And then you got it for me, and it was awesome. I loved having a promise ring. It was like, just so nice to have something from you that showed that you were committed to our relationship. And then you got me another promise ring, and it was actually on a Valentine's Day. I think that was our sophomore year of college, Valentine's Day, so that's 2 years ago. And I remember you put the ring on a rose because you got me a bouquet of flowers, and you put it on. I'm actually wearing it right now, you see? You put it on like a little petal. It was so cute, and it just made my day. It was awesome. But marriage. Do I want to be married to you? Duh. I won't be with you for 6 years if, I didn't think that we could last in marriage. I definitely think that living together has taught us both a lot about each other. We were together all the time when I had my own apartment, and you had your own apartment in the dorms too, so it's like we felt like we knew what it was like to live with each other, but you don't know until you live with each other. But it's been great. We've gone through hard times. There's a lot of things to fight about, a lot of little things, maybe some big things, and you realize that you get on each other's nerves a lot. But it's been okay. I've definitely learned your quirks and things that you like and don't like, and so have you, about me. And I think living together is definitely a necessity, at least for our relationship, before we, jump into engagement or a marriage or whatever, because it really just has shown us who we are. So my advice to our relationship in the future would probably be ourselves. Be honest, be true. Communicate. You just need to keep living your lives, and if something comes up, you need to talk about it. You need to figure it out together, and don't give up. If I've heard the expression that sometimes love isn't enough. Well, to me, love is enough. If you love somebody enough to want to be with them all the time, then you're going to work hard for it. You will get through the bad times. A relationship isn't what the movies are, where everything's awesome and you've got these beautiful vacations and you're rich and you have this mansion with 3 kids and, your families get along, and it's just, all these rainbows and butterflies. Relationships are not like that at all. And that was a huge struggle for me because, social media is huge for posting relationship stuff, and you just tend to compare your relationship to others, and I feel like I did that for a while, and I think that really wasn't fair, to our relationship or you, because you shouldn't compare your relationship to anyone else's, because your relationship is unlike anybody else's. You will never have the same relationship as anybody else. And, you have to be willing to work through all of the bad times. I, come from parents of divorce, and so do you. A lot of people do. And so it definitely scares me, at least, because, my parents were in love at one point, and they just fell out of it, and things got in the way, and it's I don't want that to happen. And everybody says, I will never get divorced, whatever, but if you're unhappy, it's what's going to happen. So my advice to our future selves would probably just be, we just need to work on things together. If we are struggling with something, anything, the smallest thing, the biggest thing, we need to do it together, because if one person is hiding something from the other, things are just going to get mixed up, and it's not going to end up well, and it's going to be harder to fix in the long run. So I think it's just important for us to just know and have it in our heads and hearts that we can get through anything. We've been through a lot already, and we'll be through a lot in the future, but that's okay. That's what life's about. Life isn't perfect, but, I know we can get through it. I think something that is really important for us to remember is forgiveness. We all make mistakes, and we've both made mistakes in the past that we both forgive each other for, which I love. I think it's great, because I think it's great to experience them young, especially when you're kind of figuring yourself out, and we didn't know if this relationship was going to last or not. So I'm glad that things happened as early as they did between us. So we really had an appreciation for each other and where we're going to go in the future. And I think forgiveness is important, and this is why, I feel like this day and age, people give up easily. Mistakes, can hurt one another, for sure. We both experienced that. But I think we both had enough love, more than enough love in our hearts for each other, that we weren't ready to give up. I will never be ready to give up, no matter what happens. And I think that's something you definitely need in a relationship, because if you really are, wanting to settle down, have a family, you don't want to get divorced, nobody does. So it's you need to work hard. You cannot, he was not being nice to me yesterday, so I don't think this relationship's going to work. No, you fight. You get through it. You fight together. You talk about it. It may take weeks, months, years, whatever, to get through whatever you're trying to get through, but it's worth it. I don't want to be a split family if we have kids someday. And I know it was really hard on my brother and I when we did it with my parents. I don't blame that at all, because it happens. It happens where you fall out of love or something happens or whatever. I just think that you and me, Cole, need to fight no matter what it is. We fight, and try and work things out, and don't give up at the first sight of failure, because, we deserve to work it out with ourselves. We've been together this long. What else could happen? One thing I'm excited for us to do in the future is probably, I don't know, everything. I'm excited to maybe travel and get married, and then, have kids and build a family. I can't wait to raise a family with you. And I feel like that's a lot of people's dreams, when they're older and want to settle down and they want to have a family. And I love comparing ourselves to Modern Family, because that's our show. And I hope we can have a family as fun and different and bubbly and crazy as theirs are someday, because that's what life is about. I don't want all these happy moments. I don't want a million happy moments that are not real. I want a million happy and sad moments that are real. You're not gonna have good times all the time, and I'm okay with that. I'm really excited to see what comes for us, because we will sit down and plan things out and be like, okay, after school we're gonna get jobs, establish ourselves, maybe get married, have a family, whatever. And you can't plan everything out in life, so it's important to know that you have to be willing to accept what life throws at you, because we've learned already that we half the things that we have going on right now, we had no idea what happened, 3 years ago or whatever. So I think that we are going to be great in the future, and I definitely think that we can do it. I really didn't think our relationship would be where it is today. I mean, we have a house together. We went to college together. I mean, we're about to graduate college. We graduated high school together. We went through so much, and I can't believe we have been together through everything. It's so long, and I love it. It's crazy that I've experienced so many lifelong memories with you. I mean, the same person. And, I know in high school, in college too, we had issues. I mean, we broke up, got back together like every typical couple does, but I think we really matured throughout college, ourselves individually and also our relationship. And it's been really great because I definitely think we're in a steady place where nothing can faze us and we can get through anything together. I just wanted to say I love you. I can't believe where we are right now. I mean, we have gone through so much together, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. I think we are going to do great things in the future, and I just want you to know how much I appreciate you being here and being with me and, going on this crazy adventure called life with me. I love you so much.